morning, everyone. Good morning. To all who are here live and in person, and those who are joining us online through our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. I am delighted to see everybody this morning. I truly am. We have a wonderful service in store this morning. But before I do that, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Twana Malone. I'm the senior minister here at the Center of Peace, and my pronouns are she, her, and they. All right. Leading us this morning in our Sunday celebration are our licensed professional practitioners, and leading us in our meditation this morning is Sandy Forrest, leading us in the ringing of our chakra bowl. That is to give us an opportunity to begin to bring our attention and our awareness into the room and to be fully present is Zuma Gonzalez. Leading us this morning in our treatment, our affirmative prayer is Cynthia Banks. Leading us this morning in our reading, our selected and sacred readings, Alima A. Boyd. Holding consciousness for us from afar this morning are our licensed professional practitioners, Patricia Watson and Jackie Jackson. Our music today is being sung forth through Ms. Kamara Jordan and others. Greeting all who walk into our home is Sheila Denikin. In the back on the ones, twos, and threes, we have Nicole and Vern and Al. So I think that we are all set and ready to go. With that, I want to invite you all just to take this moment to turn within as Sandy comes forward to lead us in our meditation.
I'd like everybody to sit comfortably with your feet flat on the floor to ground yourself. Begin by bringing your awareness to your body. Notice any areas of tension or discomfort and consciously relax your muscles. Let go of any holding of resistance, allowing your body to soften and settle into a state of relaxation. Now shift your attention to your breath. Feel the sensation of air going in and out of your body. Notice the rise and fall of your chest and your abdomen with each inhale and exhale. Allow your breath to anchor you in this moment. Now bring to mind a situation or an aspect of your life that you find challenging or difficult. It could be a recent event, a relationship, or even an aspect of yourself that you struggle to accept. Without trying to fix or change anything, simply observe this aspect with curiosity and compassion. Notice any resistance or judgment that arises within you. Instead of pushing these feelings away, gently acknowledge them and allow them to be present. Remember that acceptance does not mean condoning or resigning yourself to a situation, but rather acknowledging it as it is. As you continue to breathe, imagine yourself surrounded by a warm and gentle light of acceptance. Allow this light to envelope you completely, embracing all aspects of yourself and your life with unconditional love and compassion. With each breath, affirm to yourself, I accept myself just as I am. I accept this moment just as it is. Repeat this affirmation silently, allowing it to resonate deeply within you. I accept myself just as I am. I accept this moment just as it is. Continue to repeat the affirmation. Allow this affirmation to resonate deep within you. I accept myself just as I am. I accept this moment just as it is. As we come to the end of this meditation, take a moment to appreciate yourself for practicing acceptance, knowing that each moment of awareness brings you closer to living with greater freedom and peace. This is a lifelong journey. Continue to practice.
In this moment, I recognize that life, God, Great Spirit, divine energy, is called many things by many people, yet it is nameless, ageless, and timeless. It is love. It is the source of love. It is the source of compassion and understanding. It is the source of all those things that we equate with motherly things, happenings, actions. But it is not bound only to those things. It is wisdom. It is compassion. And it runs in and through all of its creation in all capacities. And I know that it is in and through me. I am because it is. You are because it is. We are because it is. And that energy, that divine energy, is the mothering source of all life. And I am grateful for that. And I know that as it cradles all that it has created, as it nurtures it, as it allows it to bloom, to grow, to expand, to know itself, that it is a thing of beauty. And I am grateful to be able to experience it. I am grateful to be able to be aware of this thing that is so powerful, that is so all-encompassing, that it just makes my heart swell. So in great gratitude, I just know that it cradles this world. It cradles our reality, and that some point, somewhere, even those who doubt will know. They will see, and it is a thing of beauty. So I release these words into the law of mind, knowing that it is so, knowing it is done, it is complete. There is nothing I need do but just bask in the beauty of this love. And I just ask you to confirm these words with me by saying together, and so it is.
Thank you, Cynthia, for that wonderful treatment. And thank you, Sandy, for leading us in our meditation this morning. So now what I'd like to do is invite you all to join me in the reading of our vision and our mission. It's to my right. It is also, you can have a copy of the vision and mission if you take the card out of the backs of your seats and download it with the QR code that's there for you. So if you would please join me in reading our vision. Our vision, a loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission, the center of peace, is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. Yes, and so now I'd like to invite you all to please stand and join us in the singing of our congregational song, I'm One. You can find the lyrics to the song, again, if you download the QR code on the card that's in the back of your chairs. We also have some lyrics printed and can get you a copy of the lyrics so that you can sing along with us. Our congregational song, I'm One, was written by our licensed retired practitioner, Bayless Webb. All right, we're ready.
I'm one with Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and it dwells inside of me. This perfect Spirit, pure loving Spirit, rests in everything I see. God walks beside me, protects and guides me. It's never with me. Wherever I go, I trust its power, God's healing power. Its love surrounds me, and this I know. I live in spirit, I breathe in spirit. It lives within me, and so Spirit, I think a spirit, its life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know.
And so while we're still standing, let us not miss out on this perfect opportunity to simply allow our eyes to glance around the room and fall just where they may as we welcome each other to this day, as we welcome one and another. Let wherever your eyes fall, let them know that they are welcome here, that they are loved, and that they matter. Yes. All right, you may be seated. Here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome here at the Center of Peace. And so if this is your first time here at the Center of Peace, celebrating life and celebrating love with us, we'd love to be able to welcome you into our home. If you are comfortable enough and would stand so that we can welcome you, we'd love to. If not, that is okay too. At Center of Peace, if you would please join me in allowing love simply to flow from our hearts through this great expression through our hands as we say, welcome to the Center of Peace.
Welcome to the Center of Peace.
We know who you really and truly are.
We know who you really and truly are.
Unique and divine.
Unique and divine.
Perfect in every way.
Perfect in every way.
We do honor you. And we welcome you to the Center of Peace. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, I think we are ready for our announcements. And I think I am up first. I want to remind everybody that we are continuing to offer grief counseling, grief support group counseling here at the Center of Peace. The next group session will be May 26th at 1 p.m. Everybody is welcome. Don't have to be a member here at the Center of Peace. Anybody can come and join to experience this. Listen, lots of us are still grieving. And so, we have to take care of each other. And this is one way that we get to take care of each other. So just want to invite you to come out, to participate, remind you that you're not here to go at it alone. So please put it on your calendar, plan to be here.
Thank you, Rev. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. My name's Ayanda Lambert, and my pronouns are she and her. I'm here to do the announcements, and Rev, thank you for that. And next up is Barbara. Hey, Barb.
Good morning, good morning. I'm Barbara, and my pronouns are she and her. And I'm so happy to be here to invite you on behalf of our TCP Social Justice Care Circle to a post-Juneteenth extension of love. We want you to come join us. We're going to have a professional actor reenact excerpts from Frederick Douglass's speech from 1852. The title of which is, What to the Slave is the 4th of July? And the offshoot of that is an offering for you to come and join us in creating that world we choose to see that is working for everyone. If you want to be a part of creating that world, and you are, and you want to show up, we want you to join us. And we're going to have a discussion led by Layla, which you all know, and we're having wonderful, fabulous music by Marcy and Jan and friends. We're very excited about that too, and we want you to be a part of us. Come out on June the 22nd from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And I'm complete.
Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Barb. And next up is Alima. She's here to talk about tuning in.
Good morning, Center of Peace. There will be a workshop held right here at the Center of Peace on May 25th. That's a Saturday. Hours are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's called Tuning In, Transforming Your Health Through Vibrational Frequencies. It's going to be a fun and interactive experience where you will learn how to use various instruments like crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, tuning forks, and all kinds of other instruments that you will learn to identify the frequencies that are needed to transform your health and to synchronize the energy in your bodies. So it's going to allow you to know how to synchronize your body, mind, and spirit using vibrational frequencies, and you'll be able to take your meditation and your other spiritual practices to an entirely new level. So come join us. There's a QR code, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There is a announcement on Constant Contact where you will be able to register through Breeze. The facilitators are Betty Boyd and myself. So come join us. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I forgot to mention the cost for the workshop is $55.
Okay, you'll get more information. You'll see details, the images, everything associated with our with the workshop on our newsletter. Get involved, stay inspired. The next up is Deb Napper. Hey, Deb.
Good morning, Center of Peace family, friends. I'm just going to read to you from Pat Watson, who's the chairperson of the committee. This is going to be about a listening project. I don't know how many of you attended the Mindful Listening Workshop in 2022. In 2021, we were part of a project on listening. As a result of that project, we conducted a workshop for listening at the Center of Peace. How many of you attended the workshop? I don't know. It was on Zoom. Thank you for the offering of the workshop. And we're going to offer it again on Saturday on June 8th by Zoom from 1 to 4. The cost is $30, and you can register. Should be online at the Center of Peace page. You should be able to find the link that'll lead you to registering for the class. I'm going to say that a little bit about the Listening Project. Listening is a gift you give to others. Listening is how you deepen your relationship with your family, colleagues, friends, neighbor, and really actually anyone you have the opportunity to speak to. You cannot listen unless you get out of the way. That's one of the things you will learn in the project is how to get out of your own way. Think of that for a moment. So I encourage you as a way of bringing peace to the world to expand your listening ability. I invite you to this workshop. Alima Boyd, Sandra Forrest, myself, Marilyn Watkins, Patricia Watkins are all presenters. The information is on Constant Contact, and it will be soon listed on the website, thecenterpeace.org, under the class link. We hope to see you there.
That sounds wonderful. Getting out of our own way. Imagine that. Okay. And last, beyond the four walls. Okay, so we have another Coffee with Rev already scheduled, and everyone's RSVP'd, and that's for June the 1st. June the 1st at 10 a.m. at Ultimo. There will be an email sent out to everyone who RSVP'd, just as a reminder. Also, Philly Pride. We're going to be at Philly Pride on Sunday, June the 2nd. Philly Pride Fest, Sunday, June the 2nd. It starts at 12 o'clock, but we will let you know. You have to go to our Instagram page to find out where we're located that day. Okay, so stay tuned. We'll be going live throughout that time. Also, beach days, midweek beach days. So we have the 3 dates. Beach days are on once a month and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we hang out at the beaches of Ocean City, New Jersey. So come on out on June the 12th, July the 17th, and August the 21st. Okay. House rules: beverages must have a lid on them. Please be mindful not to leave things behind. You can get on our mailing list by scanning the QR code that's located on the cards behind our seats. Please check out our website for more information at www.thecenterofpeace.org. Like us, follow us, and subscribe on all our social media platforms. And lastly, practitioners are available after service and throughout the week, and meditation is also available throughout the week. So again, you can contact us on our website, www.thecenterofpeace.org. And I am complete. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayenda. This morning, we have what we call a belief in action. And that's where one of our congregants comes forward to share how the principles are operating in their life and the practices as well. We encourage you and we invite our congregants to come forth with belief in actions. Why? Because it's a way for all of us to join in and to better understand how these principles do work in our lives and how they can work in our lives. It's important that we do that for each other. And so if you have a belief in action and you'd like to share with the congregation on a Sunday, you can contact Callista Dorsey. She's not here today. Or email us at info@thecenterofpeace.org, and we can get your information to Callista to get you set up to be able to share your belief in action on a Sunday. So this morning we have Sandy Forrest who will be sharing.
Once again, good morning. You know, practitioners don't often come up and talk about the miracles that happen in their life. So I said, it's about time I get up and share. My belief is, let me go through these principles. The principles that govern this belief are principle number 4. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. And I'm going to read the non-jargon language as well. There's nothing outside of me controlling my life. My life is the result of my thinking. It is done unto me as I believe. Principle number 5, we believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. And the non-jargon is, I cannot change the world. I can only change myself. I can be an inspiration to others. Peace begins with me. And principle number 8. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. And the non-jargon, nothing happens to me. It either happens by me, through me, or as me, as a result of my thinking. Now that's a real hard one. We don't often consider that when things are happening in our life that we have some responsibility in it. Well, my belief in action, I was having a communication issue with a family member. We get into these back and forth, and I would feel like I was being disrespected. I would be frustrated and feel judged and hurt, and I couldn't get past it. And I had to remember that it's never about the other person. So I had to go stop and think and say, what is within me that's causing me to react this way? Why can't I let this go? Why am I reacting every time and shutting that person out, really? And so I said, okay, I can't get to it. I can't meditate. It's just in front of me. I can't get to it. So I got a practitioner session. And I encourage everybody to do that. When something is there and you can't figure it out, when the wisdom is not coming through you, talk to a practitioner. So the one thing that came out of my practitioner session was, the question that was asked in the session was, when have you felt like this before? When was the earliest memory of you feeling like this? And what came up for me was that my mother used to tell me that I was thinking something. She would say that this is what it is, and it would be nothing like that. So I felt judged, I was hurt, and with mothers, especially back then, you couldn't talk back. Don't tell me I'm wrong. And so it was I'd have this really, really ugly feeling within that I was being judged, that you weren't believing me. And that was coming up again. And what was happening is that when the conversation got to that point, I would shut it down. No, I can't talk to you because you're not respecting me. I can't talk to you. I'll talk to you later when you calm down. We all been there, right? But what I realized when I got to that point and realized that this was an old hurt, I could let it go. And I could see that other person was in pain. And that was what was causing them to talk to me that way, to communicate with me that way. I had to get out of my way. I had to get out of my way so I could see what was happening and understand that it was the other person's pain and that I didn't have to react to it, that I could listen and empathize and not get caught up in my own pain. So the belief in action is that practitioner sessions work. Listen, get out of your own way so you can listen. And yes, and there's always another layer to peel back. You know, as practitioners, as individuals, we think we've got it, but there's always another layer. So pay attention to your reactions, and remember that your reactions are based on you, not on what's going on outside of you. And that's my belief in action.
Repeat after me from author unknown. Blessed are the flexible,
Blessed are the flexible,
for they shall not be bent out of shape.
they shall not be bent out of shape.
So we're sending wellness to our dear Shelley, who is on the mend today. And so we're standing in for her. All right. Sia Hamba. We are marching in the light of God.
Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba, hamba sia hamba, hamba sia hamba. Hamba sia hamba, hamba sia hamba, hamba sia hamba, hamba sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. 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 Sia hamba, hamba 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 sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. We are marching in the light of God. 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 We are marching, marching, 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 we are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. Sia hamba, hamba 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 sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos. We are marching in the light of God. Sia hamba kukwanyene kwenkos.
Good morning again, Center of Peace family. Please rise and join me in repeating the affirmation. It is my greatest desire to live each and every day.
It is my greatest desire to live each and every day
With complete acceptance.
with complete acceptance
As if I had chosen it.
as if I had chosen it.
And so it is.
And so it is.
You may be seated. Thank you. Today's reading is entitled, Giving is Not Quantitative. Being giving is an attitude. Some people give more willingly than others. When we extend our generosity only to those persons we love, we are not really being giving at all. What we withhold from one, we withhold from all. Does this mean we have to be giving even toward those who hurt us? Ultimately, yes. Just as Jesus looked beyond his wounds while on the cross, we must look beyond our hurts as well. Perhaps we can't do this right now, and that's okay. Praying for the willingness to forgive is enough for the moment. What we realize after a time is that we can develop a giving spirit. Thinking only love and forgiveness creates more love and forgiveness. It's very freeing, too. We don't have to decide to behave, what to say, how to feel if we have first made the decision to love and forgive. We can get in return, what we get in return are good feelings about ourselves and acceptance from others. But even if it's not forthcoming, we will not even notice it in time. I will give love and acceptance to everyone today, even when I don't really want to. This reading came from Giving Spirit Acceptance. I'm not sure the book, but it was both the affirmation and the reading were submitted by Reverend Carletta Murray. Thanks.
No. Okay. You started. This is unison. All together. I'm gonna clap my hands. I'm gonna stomp my feet and shout, shout. I'm gonna clap my hands. I'm gonna stomp my feet and shout, shout. I'm gonna clap my hands, I'm gonna stomp my feet and shout, shout. I'm gonna turn around, jump up my feet and shout, shout. Back to the beginning, yo. I'm gonna clap my hands, I'm gonna stomp my feet and shout, shout. I'm gonna clap my hands, I'm gonna stomp my feet and shout, shout. Now we're gonna turn around. I'm gonna turn around, jump up and down and shout, shout. I'm gonna turn around, jump up and down and shout, shout. I'm gonna turn around, jump up and down and shout, shout. You know why? Because this big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine, shine. My God gave it to me. My God, I'm gonna let it shine. My God gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine. My God gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All in my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. All in my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, shine. All over the world, all over the world, I'm gonna let it shine, I'm gonna let it shine. All over the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All over the world, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, shine, shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, shine, shine. Let it shine, shine, shine. Woo! Happy Mother's Day. Let it shine.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't ever get tired of hearing that song. Thank you, Kamara, Marcy, and Janet. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And once again, happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers in the house and online. Happy Mother's Day. So all year long, we have been dealing with oneness, and our theme for the month is acceptance. And so I'd like to start with a few spiritual principles, also known as What We Believe, written by Ernest Holmes some 100 years ago. You can get a copy of this by going online and doing a search for What We Believe by Ernest Holmes, or you can download on the QR code that's in the back of your chair to get onto our mailing list. Also, you can get a copy there. This morning, we're working with spiritual principle number 1, and simply it says, we believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. We do believe that this one manifests itself in and through all creation, yet it does not get in the way of its creation. Spiritual principle number 8, we believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. Spiritual principle number 9, we believe in the control of conditions in our own life through the power of our mind. Spiritual principle number 10, we believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. So, acceptance is what we are working with this month. And as I was thinking about Mother's Day and all the things that mothers represent to us in our lives, Certainly all the good things, love and caring and generosity and support and on and on and on and on. I was also struck in remembrance by just how the women in my life, they also seem to have this kind of undergirding sense of longing. And the truth is that this longing belongs to all of us. If we would be honest with ourselves, sometimes we might find that we too are longing. But in this teaching, we say that there is no God to pray to. We say that everything has already been given. There is nothing being withheld. There is nothing to withhold. And if this is true, if it's truly what we believe, then what are we longing for? Nothing is being withheld from us. If there was something being withheld from us, there'd have to be somebody withholding it. Listen, these ideas and these concepts, they're no small thing. Wrapping your head around these ideas, these simple ideas, is transforming. Listen, trying to get yourself to come to understand that there is not two people, that there's not the father and the son, that there's not the mother and the daughter. Just getting your head around that, it's no small thing. It's not two people, it's one. Coming to understand that there is not two minds, but that there's only one mind, is another level of mastery, if you can get it. Just coming to understand that the idea that we might have believed that some people get while other people don't get. That there is somebody making an assessment and making a determination that you get and they don't. Wrapping your head around that is no small thing. That is the practice that we all must be engaged in. Thus, as our theme says, oneness, a day at a time. Our practice must be daily. Right? I think that in the Lord's Prayer they got it right. Give us give us this day our daily bread. It's daily. So, in our pursuit of oneness, that is to rise above and to overcome our sense of separation, acceptance is necessary. And our theme for the month is acceptance. Acceptance is not giving in. Acceptance is not a waving of the white flag. We're not talking about acceptance in that way. Acceptance doesn't mean, however, that we are to do nothing. It doesn't mean that. Let us consider then today that acceptance is our invitation to move from longing to living. Acceptance, our invitation to move from longing to living. Longing for someone, longing for something. Longing, can lead to chasing if you long enough. You know what I mean? It can lead to chasing. Longing is our desire to say we have a thing. And we all know that just because you have a thing or you can name a thing does not mean that you have the thing. You know what I mean? This couple I know had been together for 35 years. They had never been married,
And let me just say, it wouldn't be the ideal relationship if you could peer into their relationship for these past 30 or 35 years. But suddenly they decided that they were going to get married because something happened in their life that gave way for them to be married. As if getting married and saying that I have a husband would suddenly make things different, right? Just because you have the money does not mean you are happy. Okay? So, just because you have a thing does not mean you have the thing. And these simple ideas, that's what makes this teaching so challenging, and it's what makes this teaching so rewarding. It's challenging because we've got to be honest with ourselves. And it's rewarding because we get to see exactly what is in front of us and make a conscious and an intentional decision. But they go together. You know what I mean? Like you can't skip over the challenging pieces of it. We've got to be honest with ourselves. We've got to be honest with ourselves in this, in our pursuit of oneness. We've got to practice daily, right? And answer the question, am I longing or am I living? Am I focused on what's missing or am I focused on what I have? Am I chasing the thing or am I being the thing? We got to ask ourselves these questions because our longing comes from a lack of discernment and relying on our limited perspective, our limited perceptions. Our longing comes from that place. In Wayne Dyer's book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, which is a book where he has reinterpreted the Tao, which is ancient text that offers a way of living. And on page 170, 72, and 73, verse number 35, here's what Lao-Tzu and Wayne Dyer's interpretation of this verse is. So the 35th verse is living beyond worldly pleasures. And the verse reads like this: all men will come to him who keeps to the one. They flock to him and receive no harm. For in him they find peace, security, and happiness. Music and dining are passing pleasures, yet they cause people to stop. How bland and insipid are the things of this world when one compares them to the Tao, when one compares them to living. When you look for it, there's nothing to see. When you listen for it, there's nothing to hear. When you use it, it cannot be exhausted. The text. You know that you can't find, hear, see, or touch the source, yet it is always available and can never be depleted. The music that you hear isn't the Tao. The Tao is the invisible energy that fills the empty spaces that give you so much joy. And that happiness you feel is the eternally available and longed for pleasure of transcending the physical limitations of a human body. Touching the Tao is way beyond any of the sensory pleasures that we somehow believe will satisfy that longing for transcendence. In it, they call that, or this type of living, eternal bliss. He goes on to say that we are to stop equating sensory delight with the Tao-inspired bliss that's available to you. Enjoy all that you experience through your senses. Love your fine dining. Bask in the melodies of your favorite music. and be appreciative of the excitement of sexual energy. But notice that this is all coming from your sensory self, which is happily adaptable to the world. Then, he says, seek your real self. Seek your Tao self, which transcends the physical, and explore its pleasures. And explore its pleasures. Eternal bliss. I mean, come on, think about that. Eternal bliss. I mean, have you ever stopped to think about it? It's eternal bliss. Nothing to long for. So, we accept what we see, and we accept what we hear, and we call it the gospel. I see it, it must be true. I hear it, it must be true. But listen, this type of truth ain't never set nobody free. The thing that you think you see, that you calling gospel, it ain't set you free. More than likely, it's bound you up a little bit more, because you can only see it from your limited perspective, your limited perception. The Tao is saying, move beyond that. Move beyond the sweet, sweet cake, Sandy. Move beyond sipping of the fine wine, Kamara. You know what I mean? Taste what's within. Bask in its eternal bliss. We must be discerning, though, because discerning in what we let in. And discernment starts on the inside. It's difficult to be discerning on the outside if you first have not been discerning on the inside. In fact, you can't discern properly, correctly. There can be no right seeing on the outside if there's no right hearing on the inside. It can't happen. You see something, but you don't know nothing. you see what I'm saying? You see it, and you call it something, but you don't know nothing. You just seeing something and calling it something. That's it. Let us just call that longing. You see something, but you don't know anything. Let us just call that watching. Let us call that waiting. Our invitation is to move from longing to living. Listen, are you watching life go by? Are you waiting while life passes you by? Or are you living? We got to do something about this longing. It's your choice, and it's mine. But the way through it is to be discerning, and discernment starts on the inside. Matter of fact, tell your neighbor, discernment starts on the inside. Discernment starts on the inside. Joel Goldsmith, in his book, Living the Infinite Way, on pages 60 and 61, he says this. He says, spiritual experience can come only through your own realization. I can tell you only this. If you, without prejudice or opinion, without a theory or concept of what God is, can realize, quote, God is, that I know, and dwell with that and ponder it, keeping your thought in that line, from out of the depths of your consciousness within will come the experience revealing what God is and how God operates and acts throughout this marvelous universe. This will be through spiritual discernment, and this will not come merely by agreeing with what others have said or written about God. It's not going to come from what I say about God. This is something you got to do for yourself, he says. This will be through spiritual discernment, and this will not come merely by agreeing with what others have said or written about God. Spiritual discernment will come with every God experience, And you can have a God experience only through knowing the truth. And what is this? And what is the only truth that you know? God is. That is all the spiritual wisdom you know or will know until God reveals more from within your own being. Let me see here if we can simplify. You know the song that we used to sing? Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Right? We're changing it to God is. This I know. God is. This I know. God is. This I know. If that's not the truth you know, then what do you know? That's it. Do you know it? Know it beyond just being able to speak the words. You can't truly see what's out there if you don't know what's in here. God is, this I know. A lack of discernment leads us to chasing. A lack of discernment leads us to longing. And we've got to be able to make the distinction between what we see and what we know. We've got to be able to make the distinction between what we hear and what we know. God is, this I know. All the ancient texts tells us so. God is. What do you know? And what you know and what you see, two different things. What you know and what you hear, two different things. It is the truth that you know that will set you free. Thank God they ain't say it's the truth that you got to prove that'll set you free. The text says it is the truth that you know. God is. This I know. It's the truth that you know that will set you free. Not my truth, not Reverend Sheila's truth, not Jesus' truth, not Lao Tzu's truth, but your truth. What do you know? God is. This I know. Do I know that there is nothing being withheld? Do you know that? No. Do you know that? Do you know that there is no one who can come between you and your good? Do you know that? Do you know it? Do you know that there is not one person who can withhold or get in the way of it? Oh, you think they in your way? That's called longing. That's called waiting. That's called watching. That's not living. What do you know? Do you know of the eternal goodness that the principles speak about? I mean, come on. Eternal goodness. Do you know of the infinite givingness of life to all, that everything has already been given to all? Do you know that? Because if you don't know it, you're longing for it. Those of us who know it are living it. Do you know that all the love that there is already available to us? It's already been given? Are you waiting on love, or are you living in it? Are you waiting on abundance? Are you living from it? God This I know. You know, there is something to be said about living, moving from a state of longing. There is the Science of Mind textbook, and there is living the Science of Mind. There is the Tao Te Ching, which offers us a way of living. There's the ancient text that offers us instructions to live by. But you have got to come up with your own definition of what living is. You got instructions. You got a way. Now define it. Is it the sweet cake? Is that all living is? You know what I mean? Is it the warm body? Ain't nothing wrong with warm bodies, but is that all there is? Is it a lot of money in a bank account? But is that all there is? The Tao says, no. You know nothing of this eternal bliss that is available to you. This made me realize there's more living on the inside to do than there is on the outside. There's way more living to be done on the inside than there is on the outside. Are you longing or are you living? Are you making time for what's on the inside? Let us notice this eternal bliss. Do you know this daily? Are you experiencing it in any way in your life on a daily basis? Eternal bliss? You mean right here and right now? Right here and right now? Yes, right here and right now. You know what I'm saying? This spiritual stuff, it might not be so exciting though. You know what I mean? Eternal bliss. Well, go meditate. Go pray. You be like, no, I'm going to have me some wine and some cheese and some cake and some fried chicken. I'm going to take a nap. No. Okay, it might not be that exciting, people, but it's the only thing that can and will satisfy your longing. The only thing that can satisfy. God is. This I know. Are you living or are you simply longing? Are you simply waiting? Are you simply watching? Come on, practitioners. Join me as we just get ourselves prepared to get anchored in the word for the day. Join me in realizing right here, right now, there's only one. There is not two. There's one mind. There's one presence. There's one essence. There is only one. There is not the Father and there is only one. There is not the Mother and there is only one. Let us come together in this great realization, understanding and coming to know that we are one with it, that we can never be separate and apart from the one, that the seemingly two really is one. Let us be so convicted in our desire to live that we come to know that we know that we know that there is only one. And in this one, I affirm and know for you as I affirm and know for myself a great desire to be fulfilled in this oneness through the acceptance of the things that we know, the truth that we know. Let me affirm for you as I affirm for myself that God is. This I know. Let me affirm for you as I affirm for myself the truth that the fulfillment of this eternal bliss that is dependent upon my desire and my willingness to define what living means to me. So I know for me as I know for you that from this day forward, that no one gets to provide a definition of living that is not complete. Let us declare and decree today that we come up with our own definitions of living. And in it is what we know. God is. Everything has already been given. Nothing is being withheld. There's no one who can get in your way. There's no one who can withhold anything from you. Let us affirm and know that all the love that there is always available to us. All the infinite insight and revelation that there is always available to us. That a way out of no way is always available to us. A way for us to be so grounded in what we know to be true is always available to us. Let us declare and decree that God is. This we know. And know that everything else will be added unto it. God is, this I know. So I give thanks this day as we come to this point and this great realization that we don't have to just live from a space of longing, but we can be so bold as to live so fully and completely, declaring and decreeing, taking and receiving all that has already been given. That there's room enough for the wine and God. There's room enough for the cake and God. There's room enough for the money and God. It's the only way that we come to truly live. So I give thanks for this great realization in my life and in your life. And I know for you, as I know for myself, that I'm being moved from within to make the choice daily from the bread that I receive daily to live. I'm grateful that I'm not longing. I'm grateful that I'm choosing to live by my definition of what living is. I live in the eternal bliss. Life is good for me. All my needs are met. I am grateful. Let us be so moved in to just come together as we gather these words, the songs that have been sung, the hugs, the eye, the glimmering of the eye, the love that is in this place. Let us bring it all into our storehouse as we go forward today. Let us just then simply turn it over into the law of mind that is one, knowing that it accepts our word regardless of color, creed, sex, orientation, how much money you got in the bank, how much education you have. It doesn't care. Let us know now that our word is the word, and that the law has already said yes. Love is saying yes now. It is. Because God is, and this I know. We let our words go, we let them be, and we come together in agreement by saying, and so it is.
When a sunset takes your breath away, or a gentle whisper tells you everything's okay, when you look into a baby's eyes, or simply feel that knowing from somewhere deep inside, that's what I call God. God, like sunshine and the rain and all before that came, that's what I call God. God, known by many names, but felt to all the same. That's what I call God. When I see the mountains bursting with new life and catch a glimpse of heaven in someone else's eyes and find my life is bigger than my dreams, and how the love surrounds me with everything I need. That's what I call God. God, like sunshine and the rain and all before that came. That's what I call God. God, known by many names, but felt true all the same.
So as our practitioners take their seats, I want to call our ushers forward as we prepare to move into a time of sharing and giving our tithes and our offerings. So yeah, I'd like to invite you just to take out your gifts, your tithes, your offerings, as we prepare ourselves to move into prayer. I want to take an opportunity to just acknowledge and those who give online and those who've already given. We bring it all into the storehouse as we prepare ourselves for prayer. Won't you join me in turning within to that infinite expression, that life that is always giving of itself, to itself, through itself, that is inexhaustible. It's that place that we turn to and tap into in this moment of thanksgiving. Let us know then that it is from that place with a joyous heart that we come to the center of peace to give in this moment, where I know truly that every cent that we receive, that it moves the center of peace out into this world, living and not longing, living and not watching, living and not waiting, as we invite others to join us in this life. So I know that just as we are blessed by every cent that we receive, I know too that the giver is blessed 1,000,000 times fold. Simply, it can be no other way. So for every cent that we receive, I truly do give thanks. And so it is.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks for all that is. Give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise for all that is. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. Selah, 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 for all that is. Ashe, 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 for all that is.
As our choir members come forward to lead us in the singing. To lead us in the singing of our closing song, I Release.
I want to remind you that our practitioners, those who are donned in the purple stoles, that they stand ready to join you in prayer, knowing the truth with you, for you, and about you. And I want you to know that as you move into prayer with our practitioners, that it is in confidence that you meet with our practitioners and they come to join you in knowing the truth with you, for you, and about you. So I think with that, we're having a time up here. We are all set and ready to go.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you have got to let it go. Let it go. Let it all go. Let it go. Let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Run my life. Run my life. My heart is open wide. My heart is open wide. Only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes.
As we journey on throughout our week, let us be discerning so that we too might experience this eternal bliss and move from longing to living. And so it is.
You can't run, you sure can't hide. The thing you fear will chase you down. You can't cheat or live those lies.
and the world is pulling you down. Lift your head up high, get your chin up off the ground. Remember, you're standing in the light. When your heart is full with the clutter of your life and the rain is falling all around, hold your head up high, pick your feet up off the ground. Remember, you're standing in the light. So when your mind is full of unnecessary thoughts and the world is pulling you down, lift your head up high, get your chin up off the ground. Remember, you're standing in the light. When your heart is full with the clutter of your life and the rain is falling all around, hold your head up high, pick your feet up off the ground. Remember, you're standing in the light. When your mind is full of unnecessary thoughts and the world is pulling you down, lift your head up high, get your chin up off the ground. Remember, you're standing. When your heart is full with the clutter of your life and the rain